Replying to one comment for today. Fukushima is worse than anything else, but that's not the effect of information that we have since this happened. In the first year or so, there were assertions and fears that it would be the worst disaster in history. It has turned out not to be. Look up Freedom of Information Act documents from 2011 from Jennifer Uhle, Chuck Casto, Dr. Helen Caldicott Arnie Gundersen, and then Fukushima is the worst nuclear accident on the planet. No, it's not. Again, the whole point of the video is that we're using information we have now because we have it. Using information from the same year this happened may or may not be very useful. It isn't. There was a bunch of people saying this could be the worst, or I'm saying this is the worst, or whatever. And then we are able to measure these things. You can measure the effect on the environment. The government can't stop you from walking around with meters and gamma ray spectrometers and find out what actually happened. There's no way to stop that because your claim is that this affects the entire world, but somehow they're able to somehow censor it, or all of the equipment has been altered so Geiger counters no longer work the way they're supposed to. And I'm seeing notorious, infamous examples of people going around with meters that are not meant for checking this, getting caught faking the audio of clicking noises all the way to just, putting a dial inside to change the value. There's a bunch of people out there for sometimes emotionally and sometimes morally correct reasons. They're driven by whatever, who are willing to lie about this. Meanwhile, literally everybody can double check this. And the assertions that are made by people don't make sense. And so I posted a video where I compared the actual real millisievert claims by Fukushima truthers. Those are your numbers. So you ignore that and say, well, there was a Freedom of Information Act request from 2011 from, and here, look them up with these names. And I did. I even posted the links underneath your video of what I could find. You're not telling me what document. And we have Dr. Helen Caldicott and Arnie Gundersen. Why does that sound familiar? But no time and date stamp. It's not worse than anything else. Chernobyl was worse. The only people arguing against that is people who are not able to get anyone to listen to them doing fear-mongering about, Chernobyl. And again, some people do this just because they want nuclear power to stop being used, and they don't care if they tell the truth anymore. They're just propagandizing. So are you. Mox fuel pool fire 6% plutonium. No, it was 6% Mox fuel, which is a percentage of plutonium mixed in with uranium. You got the numbers wrong. Why did you do that? The majority of what was in number 3 is apparently what you're referring to. Or could have been any of them. The one that actually had Mox fuel in it. The absolute majority of it, 97% of the material, was the normal material, normal uranium. Now, if you're saying it was all 6% plutonium, okay. But everything I've looked up from even those days says that some of the material had plutonium in it. The rest of it was just straight uranium. I don't know. Maybe you're right. You could post a link or something. Half-life of 24,000 years. That's all. That can mean that it's emitting very slowly and it's not very dangerous, or it could be emitting very badly. You're not giving me information. Also, plutonium tends to not boil off at the right temperature for doing what you guys say it did. 33% damage does not 33% missing, which is the current estimate the last time I checked. You only get gamma readings. The interior can be observed, and we're not talking about just gamma readings. We're looking up all of the radiation sources and how they're measured. Again, if you don't believe that they're measuring it correctly, go out and prove them wrong by showing that it's doing this. Or just go out in some coastline, look for a dead spot between all the very lively spots and claim the ocean's dying. Food chain. More dead to come. Yeah, these predictions you guys make every year about the world coming to an end, a comet hitting us, or God coming to save us, don't seem to be happening ever. Can't hide this forever. People will learn the truth of your wicked ways. Now we're bordering on screaming at the wall. Here we go. You can't prove your point because you won't cite your sources. I can prove my point by citing my sources and explaining that when Fukushima fearmongers make a quote about barnacles and don't compare apples to apples or something we can rationally understand, it's like electron volts. Well, it's 1 million electron volts. Yes, the energy equivalent, energy, power equivalent to 1 million electron volts hitting another 1 million electron volts at CERN for a particle accelerator is literally the equivalent to the impact energy of 2 flies hitting each other. It is not a tremendous amount of energy. You're using a very, very tiny unit to make a very large number that sounds impressive. That's all you're doing. I put it into human terms and you didn't like that. I put it into terms a person could understand and look up. I put it into terms of it being around 27 pounds equivalent radiation ability of 27 barrels at 800 pounds per barrel of crap ending up in the environment. That's your big number? Yeah, that's what it really means. You didn't like that. So you come along and say, what about, and yeah, but, about documents put out in 2011 and have revisions at the tail end of the PDF file that you didn't want to read. It says right in them, this is the Freedom of Information Act request from 2011, and here's the subsequent information that corrects it. Because they didn't have accurate information in 2011. They were still trying to dig up and clean up and get in it. You guys cite things whenever it's convenient to win a fucking argument, not to solve a problem or to give accurate information about what really happened. Hindsight's supposed to be 20/20. You're not supposed to whip out a mirror so you can look at your cute little butt. And I promise, sir, karma is one hell of a thing. You don't have any here. This isn't Reddit. Get over it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with all that.